heating's not working on this job. Like it does, it comes on, and then after a little while it goes off. If you just look at where the thermostat is, and all that's happening is the heat's rising from there, and somebody's put a thermostat there, just above boiler. Plumbers videos. My name's Alan Hart, and today I've got some plumbing videos, some videos that's been sent in. The first one that you've just seen, that's actually a job that I went to, and sometimes you just can't make these things up. So somebody has put a thermostat right above the heat source, and what happens on that particular job, they'd been told by a big energy company that they needed a power flush, and what's the actual issue was the thermostat had been put above the heat source. So when the boiler came on, after it had been on a while, heat rose and it heated the thermostat up. So they were trying to have the thermostat set at like 30, 35, but eventually it was still turning it off and it was making boiler go off. And then obviously the rest of the house wasn't working. The system does actually need flushing, but that wasn't what the issue was. So I'm not going to start flushing the system for them, charging them a fortune when they didn't need to do that. So yeah, just something to look out for if you're new to this job. Just look at the unexpected things first. So obviously do all your electrical checks, do your safety checks. All that you need to do, make sure your live and neutral's right way around, etc, etc. Yeah, in this video today we've got Elliot. Elliot's back. So Elliot's got some tips for us. I think we've got, I don't know if there's about 4 or 5 videos from Elliot. There's quite a few videos from Elliot. We've also got Pete from One Plumbing. So we've got some videos from Pete as well. So if you can, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's have a look.
Good afternoon to the Alan Hart fan club. Just a quick one. I've never had one of the Regan or any other brand little bleed nipples on my manometer hose. I've always just sort of kept pulling it off the end of here, and when I use a water gauge, the same on that. But I've just bought one of these. Didn't cost me an awful lot from DSS Spares. And it's brilliant. I don't know why I've not owned one for the past 20 odd years. It's wicked. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, just thought I'd give you the heads up. If you haven't got one, get one. It just saves keep pulling the hose off and pushing it on, and they wear out a lot, don't they? They stretch out and keep cutting it shorter and shorter and shorter. Grab one of these. It's really, really cool. Really good piece of kit. And whilst I'm on the subject of doing stuff, looky, he's been a naughty boy. And what is the point in that? There. What is the point? Because they brought it back in to cover up the test nipple. It's really annoying. Wouldn't they just sweat that off or put it at 45-degree bend and come down? Just, for me, completely flipping pointless. No forethought. Just, oh yeah, that clears the meter. Well, okay, fine. Bit odd. That's just me moaning. Regan, buy one.
What? Do you want to build a snowman?
No.
Top Friday tip for you: if you've got one of these Myra wastes or any other waste that you can't actually take apart to access any blockages, use Charles. Charles is our hero today. We got most of a bar of soap that had obviously got slim, worn down, gone down there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 razor tops and a load of hair. So top tip Friday, Charles helps you out of everything. There we go. Book shower waste, book bath waste. You don't want to take things off. This has been really stuck in, this PVC panel, so I don't want to cut that out, and Charles is the hero. There we go. Top tip Friday. Okay. This is why we take cases off boilers rather than just analysing stuff. I mean, this is a non-condensing boiler. You still can analyse it. Massive gap on the front insulation board there. A crack in it. Now that crack isn't what I'd classify as serious. It's not. I don't think it's all the way through, but I'd still put a recommendation to replace it. And there, when this was put in, it was put in badly. You know, this. I mean, look at that. It's been cut. If you look at that, it's been just cut wonky. So that means to me it may not be the right one for the boiler. Might be, but they probably just cut it to try and make it fit. Because what it's meant to be is nice and neat like that, a little cut out in this front board for the sides to fit in. And that's just whatever, I don't know what they've done there. So don't just trust your analyzer. That'll be burning fine. If you did your analyzer readings on that, it'd be burning fine. But why wouldn't you take it apart? Find these little things that could cause hassle in the future. I also found, you can say I bent this out myself, but I haven't. See how that there is bent out? That is going to be going back like that, at that angle, say 45 degrees or whatever degrees, like that one there. And that hooks in to the two front edges. My focus on my phone's getting worse. Here, there. And that's what pulls it back to tight to the seal up against here and the seals on the back here. So just make sure they're all bent in. Chances are it's not going to fall out and be dangerous, but it could be, and that's what you've got to work on. Expect the worst, and anything else is a bonus. Come to change a flush mac, and the things you see, the things you find. Nice bit of uphill, nice bit of uphill overflow. Amazing. I think it's just what a great idea. I think I'm going to start doing that, running them uphill.
And just because the trainees are watching this, obviously the overflow should fall downwards. So just so there's no confusion.
I spy, with my little eye, something beginning with WTF. The hell have they done there? It looks like a 105 flue sticking through the old terminal for balanced flue jobby.
I love an old boiler. Builder turned the gas off to this because he thought he'd get a gas pipe. He hadn't, but he called me back in because he said the boiler won't ignite. Fortunately, I come down here, I ignited it, but the parts per million were off the scale, as you can see why. And you can see why I condemned it at the time. It's having the full works in this job, so yeah, that's what your balanced flues can look like. And apparently this boiler had actually been serviced the year before. I don't think that would build up that much in a year, but anyway.
What are you doing with that old boiler, Pete?
Put it on Tinder, I reckon. In all seriousness though, this is why you should do your gas safeties correctly and your servicing correctly. This shows what can happen.
If you're going to change a shower, always make sure you turn the water off and drain down first.
But it goes all that easy. introduction, jet lube, and a bit of CT1 over the top. It's quite a deep one, but you know. Job done.
Morning lads, just a quick one for you. Sorry about the COVID haircut. Kind of think about it at the moment, it's obviously lockdown. Been called to a Baxi boiler, fault code E28. Obviously trips out the flue sensor. Condens you think will be blocked. So I've rocked up to the job, obviously this morning. Had a look round it, found a right load of problems. Now I can't speak too much when I'm inside the property, as obviously someone's living there. But obviously I want to give you the bad news shortly about the flue. But I'm going to show you the insulation. If you look how poor the insulation is of the boiler, pipe work into the condense trap. They haven't used a bending machine, not unclipped. It's just really poor. The boiler obviously keeps a look out E28 on high burn, on the hot water. Obviously the high burn, when it goes ramping up to full speed, the flue is full of water. When I show you what the issue is, you'll understand why. The best thing about it is they've used a Worcester flue for a Baxi boiler. So I'm going to go on quiet now. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to point the faults and you see what you think. This is why gas engineers and plumbers get bad names. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to go into quiet now. So I'm just going into the flat now. I want to be quiet. Now. The flue is rising up. This flue here is full of water. Going across. It's also a Worcester flue, not Baxi. What do you think of this one then, guys? See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for that last one, Darren from D. Martin Plumbing and Heating. That flue was absolutely shocking. Please remember, always read your installation instructions. Do not take anything that I say or anybody else says as factual from these videos. Always check the installation instructions, check with the manufacturers, check with your gas regs to make sure that you're doing it correctly. These videos are designed to help you and show you what is out there. But as I say, you always need to make sure for yourself that you're doing it correctly. I hope these videos have been of some use to you. If you've got any videos that you want to send in, if possible, if you can send them landscape, so like you would watch the TV, landscape, and it makes the video better. So when you do it that way, it's just a little bit awkward. It don't fit on screen as good. But if you can send them landscape, that would be better. Yeah, well, thank you to everybody who helps, supports and sends the videos in. It's really appreciated. Thank you. And these are just a few pictures that's been sent in. So obviously that's a Worcester Bosch that's been leaking. We've got a Baxi here with high parts per million on CO. You can see there, it's all sooted up and all damaged inside. See insulation pads cracked on there. This is an Ideal Logic, just to show you where, when they crack, that's where you look out for it on sump. This is a lovely install of a Vaquera boiler, how not to install boilers. And left hand side there, it just shows you a screw missing inside chamber. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you've got any videos, I will add my WhatsApp details below, so please send your videos in, landscape if possible. Thank you.